What a team. What a fantastic basketball team we have here in Dallas, Texas. I mean, listen, when your season's on the line and you get double dipped by the Charlotte Hornets, I mean, you can't even be mad. I mean, listen, Charlotte's 24-51. LaMelo Ball is out. You're not going to beat that team. You're not even going to split with that team. What a joke of a season and a team this has been for the Dallas Mavericks. I am Harrison Graham. You're watching Mavericks Today by Chat Sports, and the graphic says it all. This team's just cooked, man. I mean, you're just done. You're absolutely done after getting double dipped by Dennis Smith Jr. of all people. And hey, good for DSJ. Like I legitimately was smiling when he cooked the Mavs in crunch time 2 games in a row, because it's just really a perfect ending to this disaster. I mean, there's been false hope for months now. Well, Luka and Kyrie, they can beat anybody in the playoffs. We were trying to talk ourselves into it here at Chat Sports. They can't beat Charlotte, okay? You think they can go win a playoff series? This has got to be the most disappointing and frustrating season in the history of this franchise. I mean, it really is. I mean, you go to the conference finals last year, you botch the Jalen Brunson situation, you trade for Kyrie Irving, and you're probably going to miss the play-in. I mean, it is a joke how this has turned out, to be quite honest. And I just don't really know where this team goes from here. I do know this. We're going to be covering this team on a weekly basis with several videos per week here on this channel. If you want honest, entertaining, informative analysis, news, and rumors, we're going to have you covered. And guess what? A Mavs draft targets video might be just around the corner, because as of now, the Mavs would have a very good chance of keeping their pick that is top 10 protected that would be conveyed to the New York Knicks. So, hey, at this point, that's what I'm cheering for. Get the draft pick. Hit that sub button. We're going to have you guys covered. We got to talk about Luka Doncic. Is Luka Doncic unhappy? Well, he kind of said he was. I mean, after Friday's game, he kind of sat up there on the podium and just said, "I'm not having fun anymore." I mean, here's the quote that Tim McMahon put in a tweet saying, "It's really frustrating. I think you can see it with me on the court. Sometimes I don't feel it's me. I'm just being out there, I used to have fun smiling on the court, but it's just been so frustrating for a lot of reasons, not just basketball." So, couple of thoughts. I think one thing is Luka has just seemed off for most of the season. I mean, obviously, at points in the year, kind of that second, third month of the year, he was really playing well, and the Mavs kind of started to turn it up a bit. But now he's going to be suspended for a game, by the way. I should mention that he got a 16th technical foul for the season. But he just seems off. And look, he always bitches at refs. We know that. But the energy just isn't there. Like, I know he had 40 points, 12 rebounds, 8 assists. The efficiency wasn't very good, obviously. Some of that was just chucking up shots late in the game that were just bad shots, and I think that's something that has been pretty poor in this stretch. Is he's had some untimely bad shot decision-making. I mean, he just has. There's no way around it. I think he's tired mentally, physically. They made the conference finals last year. He played for Slovenia again. I said it on the show on Friday, I think it was, is if they don't win these 2 games against Charlotte, I would shut it down. And I'm there now. You didn't even split. Like, you're on the outside looking in. Luka's got to mature, but I think more than anything, he's got to reset. He needs to hit the reset button, get to Cabo, go enjoy the offseason. I'm serious. Producer Coop's laughing in my ear. I'm not joking. I think a full offseason would really be helpful. I really do. This whole team needs a reset, a reboot. Because if it continues to go down this path, I mean, if we're sitting here a year from now, the trade rumors around Luka will heat up. They really will if the unhappiness continues. So, I'm firmly in the camp of, if Dallas wants to shut down Luka and Kyrie, I'm perfectly cool with that. And I think there's benefits to doing that, because let's be honest, guys, this team just isn't it. They're just not going to make a run. So, it's going to be a busy and interesting few months for this team. And, the offseason can't get here soon enough. Grade Luka's performance this year, A, B, C, D, or F. I for incomplete. I mean, the numbers are still there. I mean, he's scoring, he's assisting, he's rebounding. B- for the expectations we had coming in. He still has had a solid year, but he hasn't taken that next step as a leader, which is a bit frustrating. And he seems distracted. He does seem distracted. So A, B, C, D, or F. Let us know how you guys feel about Luka. We have some real ones T-shirts, you guys should get one. Real ones. If you're an MFFL, that makes you a real one. If you want to get one and represent us here at Chat Sports, pick one up today. Chatsports.com/real one. We got the kind of the blue, the Mavs green there, if you will. We got black tees, tons of different colors available. Chatsports.com/real one. If you're a real one, you'll pick up a shirt and represent us here at Chat Sports. Appreciate the support. I know it's been a frustrating season, but if you guys want to rock a real one Chat Sports shirt, go ahead and check those out. You look at where the Mavs sit right now, again, like, they're not completely out of it. I mean, they could, they got, 7 games left? I mean, if they win 4, they'll probably sneak in because they actually have the tiebreaker over a lot of the teams kind of fighting for those final spots, except for OKC, so that's notable. But the question is, do you want to? Again, I'm in the camp of no. It's going to take something miraculous for this team to just get in, but to actually do something. I mean, it's crazy. A week ago we were talking about, if they play good ball, they could still avoid the play-in. Now they have to play good ball just to get into the play-in. And what evidence do we have that is going to be the case for this basketball team that's lost 4 in a row, including 2 to Charlotte? You look at what they have left. They're at 36-39. I think 40 and 42 would get you into the play-in. I think that would sneak you in, so you got to go 4 and 3. At Indiana tonight, should win it, but I mean, you just got double dipped by Charlotte. At 76ers, at the Heat, you should not win either of those. So I would say if they lose to Indiana tonight, then it's really over. At the Hawks will not be easy. Kings will not be easy. Bulls are playing their best basketball of the season. And, by the time the San Antonio game gets here, you might be eliminated by then. So it really, tonight is kind of the final stand. I'm kind of there already where it's it's just over to me. But if you win tonight, there's some glimmer of hope of getting in. But to me, there's no hope of actually doing anything. I don't trust this team to get anything going. It just hasn't worked for whatever reason. Predict the Mavs record over the final 7 games. Let me know what you guys think they will do over this final stretch. All right, well, there is a silver lining that we alluded to earlier. Well, the Mavs could keep their first-round pick this year. It's top 10 protected. The New York Knicks, it's the final pick that would go to them for the Kristaps Porzingis trade. And right now, the Mavs are 10th in the Tankathon standings, basically. And if the season ended today, they would be 10th in the lottery odds. And as long as a team 11 through 14 in the lottery didn't land a ping-pong ball to jump into the top 4, the Mavs would keep their pick. I'm going to answer this question for you guys. Is the best course of action to tank? I think it is. I would sit Luka and Kyrie down, especially if you lose tonight. They're not going to do it tonight. But if you lose at Indiana, I would shut it down. I would send Luka and Kyrie away. I probably wouldn't play Christian Wood much. I think he's gone anyway. I would play Jaden Hardy and Josh Green and young guys that could be here for the future. And beyond that, I don't really, McKinley, right? Play those type of guys and lose out. Seriously, I mean, I would try to lose and I would try to keep that pick because you just have holes to fill. You need impactful players for cheap. I mean, this is how you can get a talented young player for cheap while maintaining roster flexibility. Because look, you'll lose the pick will still be conveyed next year or the year after, but ideally, and you would think that this team will be back in the playoff mix next year. You're still going to have Luka. You're still probably going to re-sign Kyrie. Full offseason, you tweak a couple things on the roster. Barring a disastrous season again, this team would still be in the mix to win 45-plus games. I mean, this season's just been a train wreck, and you're still in the play-in hunt, so surely that wouldn't happen again. Now, we'll have a full draft targets video, especially if they lose to Indiana tonight. They lose tonight, the draft coverage will start to take over. I can promise you that. These are a couple names just to monitor. Grady Dick, who's kind of a two-way wing who can really score, put the ball on the deck, and shoot the 3-ball. Cam Whitmore out of Villanova. I like Keontae George a lot. He's still a little raw. His decision-making's not great yet, but he's got a lot of talent there as well. There's some other guys that could be in the mix, so keep an eye for that. And if the Mavs could get this pick, man, it would be huge because you need to add talent this offseason. And if you re-sign Kyrie, there may not be a ton of other free agency flexibility. So getting a pick in the top 10 would be absolutely massive. What do you guys think? Should the Mavs tank the rest of the way? Type Y for yes. Type in for no. Let me know in the comment section below. Before we sign off, I do want to bring producer Coop in and just kind of get some of his takes on this whole thing, because Coop, we've been kind of foot by foot in this whole thing. And are you in the camp of, I mean, we said earlier, I mean, this is as checked out about a team as I've ever been. I mean, I'm ready for the offseason.
I'm ready. I want them to get this pick. I'm done. Luka's sitting tonight anyway because he got suspended.
Yeah.
I'd sit Kyrie. I'd lose the rest of the games. Try to get into 9th, because if you're 9th in the tankathon standings, you are guaranteed the pick because you can't fall lower than 10th.
Yeah.
So I'm in the camp of let's go get the pick and try to revamp this roster and go at it again next year.
Yeah, because my whole thing is like, even if this team sneaks in, like, I'm tired of the whole, well, Luka and Kyrie, like, what evidence do we have? Like, that's what I'm saying. At some point, you just are who you are, and
in the 10 games that they've played together, I believe they're 3-7 now.
And my thing too is, like, even if they're going off, like, the rest of the roster, it just doesn't fit. Like, it's not going to gel in the next 2 weeks.
It all comes back to the mishandling of the Jalen Brunson situation.
It's just a disaster.
It's bad.
It's an absolute disaster. I don't know if someone's going to get fired over it. I don't think Kidd will get fired. I don't think Nico will get fired. I think it'll be one of those deals where they'll get this off season, they'll get next season, but if it's more of the same next year, I mean, someone's going down, if not multiple people, and you just hope it doesn't lead to Luka wanting out, because I think that could happen in the near future.
We might be on that path. It's not going to happen this offseason.
No.
But if there's another failure, an abject failure like this season next year, it could start to cause problems. I think you start with the coach is on the hot seat next year if it goes awry.
Yeah.
And then after that, you take a look at the GM, Nico Harrison. I don't think he's done a great job so far either.
Yeah.
And you're on a bad path here, and this offseason is monumental in trying to fix the direction of the franchise.
Yeah, I mean, we'll end it on this. This season could not have gone worse.
It's an F.
I mean,
if you're grading the season, it's an F.
I mean, look, Luka has essentially missed no time. With sometimes he'll miss 10 to 12 games because of injury. He hasn't missed hardly any time. You go trade for Kyrie, a top 20 player in the world, and you're not going to make the play-in probably. I mean,
it's bad.
It can't get worse than this. And Jason Kidd's been a mess all year with the rotations. It's not good.
He's frustrated. Luka's frustrated. Kyrie's frustrated. Cuban's frustrated. Everyone's frustrated.
And that's why I'm kind of in the camp of just like, miss the playoffs and just everybody go on
reset,
vacation.
Go on your own.
Take a month off.
Luka, go to Eastern Europe. He is going to play in the World Cup this year with Slovenia. Maybe that'll give him a reset, and we'll come back with the fresh, clean slate and go win a title.
You gotta stand firm with the team though. You gotta drop the MFFLs in the comments.
We're still here.
We ain't going anywhere. The Mavs might not be going anywhere, but neither are we in a completely different light. All right, Coop. Appreciate it. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. We're signing off here on Mavericks Today.